What if we took the names of Pokémon from Generation 1 and turned them into jingles? We'll use my letters to notes methodology, where we repeat the alphabet across the musical notes A through G. For example, this is what the word Pokémon would sound like. Sounds okay, but let's change up the rhythm and add some chords to it. That sounds much better. Now that you get the idea, let's explore all 151 Generation 1 Pokémon in Pokédex order. We'll also combine evolution lines together into mini-songs, which often have motifs due to similar sounding names. Check out the starters to see what I mean. From Soar to Char to Erdle, it connects the melodies of evolution lines very nicely, but not every Pokémon has this, like our next two groups. See what I mean? I gave Beedrill more of a sting sound to match its personality. The challenge is to make these jingles fit each Pokémon, like the Pidgey line pecking the ground. Or Rattata scuttling about. So far, we've kept the tempo at a steady 120 BPM, but we can change the tempo to help match the personality, kind of like this. Now, you may have noticed that sometimes I use the black keys. They give us more flexibility to match a Pokémon's personality by changing the quality of a chord. Since Pikachu is an energetic mouse, turning the C into a C sharp gives us a more upbeat feel within the key of A major. Here, check it out. But sometimes all white keys works just as well. Okay, but listen, I went a little hard on the Nidoran line. Even if it doesn't match the pre-evolutions as much, sometimes you just gotta go all in. I love how that one turned out, but for a change of pace, here are some cuter jingles. Okay, Zubat is not so cute, but moving on, I added a slight reference to a song in the chord progression of Gloom's jingle. Can you figure out what it is? Comment below if you think you know it, but for Paris, I decided not to add chords. If you like what you hear so far, I actually take commissions to create piano jingles. If you want to know what your name would sound like, click the link in the description below. I can create any style you want, like a jazzy vibe for Meowth in Persian. Or if you want something that is silly or one brain cell type of vibe. Or maybe you're looking for something more aggressive like Mankey and Primeape. How about something more heroic like Growlithe and Arcanine here? I can match any style you'd like, so click the link in the description below and I'd be happy to bring your name or words of choice into a musical reality. We still have plenty of Pokémon to get through, so let's montage through some of them. When Pokémon don't have similar patterns in their names, sometimes a cool way to connect them is with a riff or chord progression with the left hand. Check it out. Farfetch'd is the very first Pokémon on this list to not have an evolution line, at least in Generation 1, so it has a solo jingle. Here's a fun thing I decided to do with Doduo and Dodrio. Instead of chords, I gave them octaves based on the number of heads they have. On rare occasions, a name will have all of its letters on one single note. In cases like this, it's best to try to do something rhythmically fun with it. For the Ghastly line being the only ghosts, of course we had to give them a spooky vibe. There are many ways to craft these jingles. For execute, I thought about dividing the phrasing of the melody to be X, egg, cute, but I personally ended up liking the way the melody sounds 3 letters at a time. I create these jingles live on stream. Initially, I made a cool jingle for Cubone and Marowak, but my chat suggested that we make it more sad, considering their backstory. So, I saved the cool jingle for Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. Another reference time. What does Lickitung remind you of? Coughing and wheezing share the last 3 letters, while Rhyhorn and Rhydon share the first 3. Here are a few more solo jingles of non-evolution Pokémon. Do these jingles match the personality of these water Pokémon? Aw yeah, the Star You Star Me jingle might be one of my absolute favorites so far, but let's montage the next handful of Pokémon on the list. Did I get you with that jump scare? The Lapras jingle will help soothe you. We're getting close to the end, but still a few more ideas to point out. Eevee doesn't share a motif with its evolutions, but I tried to give each one a more distinct feel. Porygon ended up sounding like a ringtone or a fast food jingle. For the fossils, instead of by evolution lines, I combined all 5 together and went for the vibe of a history lesson, learning about the ancient past. My Twitch chat gave the suggestion of having Snorlax sound like he's falling asleep. Obviously, it makes sense to combine the legendary bird trio. There's something in the Dratini line jingle that sounds familiar. And finally, our last 2 Pokémon, Mewtwo and Mew. So, which jingle was your favorite? Comment down below, and remember to click the link in the description below to get your name turned into a piano jingle. I had so much fun making this video. I'm pretty sure Staryu and Starmie is still my absolute favorite jingle out of the entire